What problem do we solve for our clients? And you pick one, whether it's Zeg, whether it's Streamline, Absolute. I want to hear some ideas, but also things that we can do and what you believe are the problems that we're solving so our whole team can actually hear it. Jenny, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I think for me, when I was able to browse Streamline, there's a lot of good news coming from clients like the one from Shella as well as from Phoebe, wherein they are really very happy and satisfied with what the VA is doing for them. They no longer need to stay in the computer on the computer for longer time. Instead, the VA will do it. They are enjoying their life while they have a business. That's all for me,
All
Doc.
right, thank you. All right, Rocky, we'll go in the same order.
All right. Okay. So for me, I think, and I think this goes through all the lines of businesses. It can be applicable for all the lines of businesses because I think one of the biggest ones is the building of relationship
Mm.
and getting back the relationship, right? So, for example, for Zeg, um, we reach out to people or for our investors. We help them in building relationships, not just with Zephyr Equity itself, but also for other investors. We help them grow their network and also grow their money at the same time, and have them because of that um, growth, they are able to do things with their families, um, like they can afford to do things with their families and grow relationships with other people as well, right? And then getting back relationships, for me, for example, for AIPM, most of the people that we help do not have the ability to go to places with their families, do the things that they used to because of the pain that they are feeling and all that. So we help them get back that relationship, getting their lives back, basically. And at the same time, for Streamline, these businessmen, these business owners, investors, doctors that we help, they somehow, because of the things that they have to do on a daily basis, because of these overwhelming tasks that they have, sometimes they forget, or they no longer have times for their families, their kids, their
Mhm.
friends,
Mhm.
even themselves at times, right? So because we are able to help them get a virtual assistant, we somehow become the bridge
Mm.
to getting back that relationship,
Mm.
right? So those are, and I think it's the same thing with Team Sky Marketing. Um, Most of the time, these business owners, these doctors, no longer have time for anything else but their business. But because we help them get more people on their business and have more time for themselves and their families, because of having a VA and helping them with their marketing, then we somehow become the bridge to get back and to keep that relationship as well.
That's good. That was really good, insightful. All right, Carmi.
I saw like this, what we call about brand sales, as a brand that sales. So it's like maybe like optimizing our logo so that when people looks at it, they will be just curious and what was this, and they're going to. So yeah, like for example, a brand that sales like that. Of course, uh, that's what businesses look right or
Like building
say
a brand for them.
because of that logo they have.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I can share for now, though. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Maybe for me, Doc, I would pick Streamline. Like we are helping businesses or businessmen maximizing their productivity.
There's businesswoman in there too, you know. You guys only mentioned
Oh,
businessman,
business.
right?
Yeah.
We're very equal opportunity here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we help businessmen and businesswomen maximize their productivity by giving them virtual assistant services. Because this is just a continuation of Rocky was saying. So this allows them to maximize their time, both in running their business and also maintaining their productivity as well. So they give them equal priorities to all their crucial tasks in their business by having a virtual assistant. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. All right, Paul.
Hello. For me, Doc, I would choose Streamline, of course. Well, because for Streamline, you really have big plans on expanding this line of business, Doc. And being a part of Streamline, we really give clients the pleasure of having more leisure of time, right? So given the situation, we have clients and VAs helping each other out and grow their businesses, giving them more opportunities to live or do more because of us. And of course, same goes for us, VAs. They really help us out on having a job that we could really appreciate and would also love to do. Uh, so
Right.
it also helps us become more of what we already are, um, or grow. That's what I would want to say, and become more of grow in a lot of aspects. Because being a VA, you don't stick with what you just know. You have to really go out of your way to learn what is necessary and to offer the job that you would want to give. So
Hmm.
whether what side we are on, being a client or a Streamline, a VA, we really are helping each other out. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely agree. As a virtual assistant, I understand that there are so many lines of duties that you have to learn, right?
yes,
For example, and that happens in every single one of you, right? It's, for example, Jenny didn't come into this knowing how to use Go High Level, and that was a learning curve, right? That was a learning curve. She's calling customer service on her own, trying to figure out on her own, right? Each of us is have an example of that. You've got Carmi over there specializing in Google Ads now, right? And she has it all dialed in, getting views and figuring it out. It's amazing when we put our minds to it on what we are able to achieve as one person. But what's even more is what we can achieve as a team. You know, you ever heard of Clydesdale horses, those big old horses? There's a team, there's a brand called Budweiser. If you guys drink beer, right? Here's the thing, those Clydesdale horses, those big ones, they're pulling wagons. When the one horse pulls, they can pull 8,000 pounds, right? When two horses are pulling, combined, they pull 24,000 pounds. And you're like, holy crap, how's that even possible?
×3.
It's, yeah, it's times three, as if they had a third horse somewhere. But it's the propulsion of the togetherness. They're right next to each other, they're motivating each other. You pull, I pull, let's go. Right? It's so much more powerful than me doing it on my own or any of you doing it on your own. Right? Now, I feel that the people connection is huge. And that's where I believe we can also save people a lot of time, is so that they can be and have more human interaction versus only virtual interactions. Right? All right, Candy, you can continue.
I guess for me, Doc, I would also pick like Streamline since we're doing the podcast. Um, we are basically answering most of the questions for both clients and also both for the virtual assistant, since it's an interaction between you as a client and then me as a VA. So there's not a lot like podcast there that explains like the reality and expectations of for example like hiring a VA and then like being a VA. So what we do as a podcast, we are basically giving them like what we did yesterday, the pros and cons of hiring like a VA and then getting a VA from an agency. So yeah, we're basically answering like a lot of questions for them. It gives them like the realistic idea or answer. They just don't need to like search on Google and then they have the right answer for them in
Mhm.
front of them. So I guess that's for me.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Joy.
Actually, my answer is also the same with them choosing Streamline, since before I saw the post and apply as a VA, or yeah, helping the businessmen and women with their works while helping other VAs, or so helping other VA to learn more about the real estate or the other business men or women with their businesses, of course, and helping also the VA to experience more and to learn more. Yes.
One of the big things that we touched up on, and it was a very deep question, I believe, that Candy asked me. Candy asked me, Dr. Tam, would you rather hire someone who has a lot of skills, or would you rather hire someone who is willing to learn? I know that you guys will see this when it comes out, but I want to share that because it's such a deep question. And the answer was really, it depends. It really depends. Because there are times where you need a certain skill, right? Certain skill set. Each of you were hired initially because there was a certain skill set and experience that you hone. Each of you, even more important than the skill sets that you hone, is your willingness to learn. I will take a willingness to learn over skills any day of the week. If you have both, that's wonderful. But the willingness to learn, the trust factor based on attitude as well and your outlook, that's huge. I want everyone to know that most employers will rather have people that they can trust, that is willing to learn, more so than someone who comes in with a lot of skills. But they're jackasses because they think that they sit on a high horse, that they know a lot and they don't really have to learn much. You guys have met people like that? Nod your heads if you say, yeah. Have you met people? Yeah? Right? And how does everyone in the office feel about that person? How do they feel? Just blurb it out. No one likes that person. And my job as a leader is to find out, okay, how do we hire? How do we put a team together where everyone is working together? There's no ego in a team, right? Because when there's ego in a team where you feel like you know everything and you don't have to learn anything, that's when that person will cause problems. I see that as cancer in the body. How cancer works in a body is one cell, it always starts with one cell, is a bad cell. It's a cell that has mutated. And that cell touches and signals other cells. And over time, the other cells become mutated as well. And one turns into two, two turns into four, four turns into eight. And my job as a leader is to find and maintain and hear and listen to what everyone is doing. And number one, try not to hire any cancer, right? But in the event that happens is we try to transform that cancer back into a normal cell or cut it loose. So I urge a lot of you, it's when we work together, that's what we have to think about. Is we have to think about we never want to be that cancer. We never want to be the person that other people talk about, right? So what we have to do is really work on our craft. Don't have ego. Be willing to learn. And even though we have certain skills, ask each other about the skill. Because don't think that just because someone asks you about your skill, it's not that they're trying to, this happens more in females than males. Like a female might think, oh, she's trying to, this is from experience, okay? I know Carmi's giving me that look like, what are you talking about, man? But females, I realize, working with females over time, can get more, is the right word territorial? Is the right word? Or you feel like, oh, I can't show her that, because if I show her that, she's going to take my job, or she's going to do it better than I do it, right? That thought has came across. I'm sure, Pao, has it came across? When you talk with your wife, you ever came across? I don't know.
Just limit your boundaries, stuff. So,
Paul keeps on laughing like he can really relate to.
I can relate to this stuff. It's happened in my office, right? Where one person will be reluctant to share it with someone else, thinking that they're going to take their job or something, right? Whereas guys are like, oh yeah, let me just show you how to do it. Girls are like, why do you want to know? What are you trying to do? Right? You're not taking my job. I'm not telling you what he likes. You're going to take my man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this works. But it's on the lines of that. You see? And sometimes with more people, here's what I know. With more people, there could be, if we're not on the same goals, if we're not on the same culture, we're not in alignment, things can get a little frisky, if you will, or kind of, it can, because you put together a group of people and then, I don't know what happens, but things happen. Let's just say that. But as long as we're in alignment with the same goals, we're helping each other out, then it's all good, right? I know I talked a lot today, but I feel like sometimes having these conversations is important. Anything else? No, we're good?
We're good.
All right, let's get to it. Let's have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.